Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome to a Stanley Cup playoff simulation in NHL 17. The Stanley Cup Finals officially start on Monday as Pittsburgh and Nashville get set to I guess battle, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, in NHL 17, I'm going to do a playoff simulation just between the two teams, like I did for round number 1 way back, just so we could see kind of maybe if NHL 17 is accurate with who wins. EA predicted before the playoffs even began that Nashville was going to win the Stanley Cup against the Montreal Canadiens, which obviously didn't fall exactly correct, but Nashville makes their first Stanley Cup Finals appearance against the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm hoping they could eliminate the Pittsburgh Penguins, just because being a Sens fan and losing that game in overtime 2 nights ago was a little depressing, or whenever it was. Was it last night? It might have been last night. I don't know. Maybe it was 2 nights ago. I don't even know, but whatever. Anyways, we are on to this. So basically, as you can see, I put the game style to full sim. Difficulty to superstar. The playoff tiebreak is still continuous overtime, 20-minute periods, and best of 7, and there's 2 teams. So I can't even go into show you guys the rosters for each team, I don't think, through this screen. No, I can't. But so anyways, let's just get started with the simulation. So game 1 in Pittsburgh. Let's see who can come up on top. Will Nashville, the underdogs, come through? So first period, and Pittsburgh has got the first goal of the series. Phil Kessel getting, I guess, a reverse shot from the face-off circle. So it's 1-0 Pittsburgh after 1. Nashville's out shooting them, 10-9. Second period, and we have a 2-1 game now. So Evgeny Malkin makes it 2-0 Pittsburgh. So it seems like Malkin and Kesselline seems to be doing good in this series as well. And Vernon Fiddler comes through for Nashville, which is kind of surprising because Vernon Fiddler is basically just a fourth line grinder kind of guy. He's probably going to retire after the season, so it'd be kind of cool to see him and like people like Mike Fisher win a cup in Nashville as well. Anyways, Pittsburgh's now out shooting Nashville 21-19, and they have a 1-goal lead. So will they hold on to this lead in the third period? If Ryan Johansson and something scores, that won't really be realistic at all, though, because obviously some of these players are out with injuries. I'm not sure who is actually going to be playing in game 1 because Mike Fisher apparently has been injured. I didn't know he was even injured in the playoffs. I don't know if he returns for that game, and Sidney Crosby gets the empty netter. So according to EA, Pittsburgh is going to take game 1 3-1. So here is the player stats. So Jake Gensel has 2 assists in that game. Kessel has a goal and an assist. Other than that, everybody else has like 1 point. And who gets the 3 stars in this game? Probably Fleury. Yeah, Fleury gets first star. I don't know if Fleury or Murray is going to be in the finals. I guess it's up to Mike Sullivan, but that's that. And Phil Kessel with a goal and an assist. Pecorine gets third star, though, with 2.03 goals against average and 30 saves as well. So he actually kept his team in that game. But yeah, so game 1 goes to Pittsburgh. Game 2, will Nashville get back into the series and have a chance to run away with the series maybe on home ice? Because they've been a really good home team in these playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. So first period, and Pittsburgh once again gets the first goal of the series, or the period, I should say. So Connor Sheary gets the goal, probably assisted by Crosby and somebody else. Shots are 10-10, second period, and it's still 1-0 Pittsburgh. So this time we don't get any goals. Pittsburgh's still out shooting Nashville 22-16. Will they hold on to this lead in the third just like they did last game? Like, is Fleury just going to play lights out this entire Stanley Cup Finals? Personally, I don't think Pittsburgh's going to sweep them in real life, but I don't know if EA is going to say that either. As Fiala gets one, which wouldn't really count because Fiala's out for the remainder of the season. Philip Forsberg, though, makes it a 2-1 game for Nashville, and Sidney Crosby ties it up, and this game is headed to overtime. So not good that Nashville's letting Crosby get goals, because Crosby, once he gets going, he gets going. He was like quiet for the first few games in the Sens series, and then he like stepped it up, and that's probably why Pittsburgh won, in my opinion. Shots are 28-25 in favor of Pittsburgh. Let's see who could get it done in overtime. Will it be Nashville or will it be Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh will have a 2-0 lead if they win this series, this game. and Nashville will tie it back up, which would be huge because if they could take games in Nashville, which they lose in overtime, and it's the former Predator Patrick Hornquist. So that trade from way back, I don't even remember who Nashville got in return for that trade, but that might have screwed up this playoff matchup for the Nashville Predators. So Sheary from Crosby and Daly, Kevin Fiala from Subban and Ekholm. Obviously Fiala, like I said, wouldn't be playing. Forsberg from Johansson and Arvidsson. Johansson's injured. Crosby from Hornquist and Kessel, so that might have been a power play goal. And then Hornquist from Bonino and Hagelin, which is like the third line, I believe. So first star again goes to Marc-Andre Fleury, then Hornquist and Sidney Crosby. So Pittsburgh is 2 games away from repeating back-to-back Stanley Cup wins. But Nashville's been rock solid on home ice, so I don't know if it will stay true in this simulation, but let's see if Nashville could win their first ever Stanley Cup Finals game. So first period, and Pittsburgh has a 2-0 lead, so not looking good for the Predators. Brian Rust gets the first goal of the game, and Nick Bonino with a goal late in the first to kind of give his team a bit of momentum, maybe to carry over to the second period. So shots are 12-6 for Pittsburgh. Let's see how it happens in the second. And it's still 2-0, so not good for Nashville. They need to get 2 goals here in the third, and they're only being outshot by 3 shots. So once again, Marc-Andre Fleury seems to be lights out, and Philip Forsberg gets his second of the series, and it's a 2-1 game. So Nashville's back in it, and Victor Arvidsson has tied the game back up, and so Nashville's got a chance. But Nick Bonino getting his second of the night, and Pittsburgh has a 3-2 lead. Will they hold on? It looks like they will, as not Nick Malkin, what the hell. Evgeny Malkin makes it 4-2. Not good for Nashville. And there's an empty netter from Carl Hagelin, and the Pittsburgh Penguins continue to just dominate the Nashville Predators as they are up 3-0 in the series now. There's all the points. I'm not going to read them all off. And 3 stars again, Nick Bonino with 3 points, then Ryan Johansson with 2 assists, and Phil Forsberg gets 3rd star. So if Nashville wants to win the Stanley Cup, they have to win 4 in a row, which very rarely happens even in a regular series. So the Stanley Cup Finals, I doubt it will happen, but I think this series in real life could probably just go 6 or 7 games like most other series, and you guys could probably understand why as well. Is I don't think Pittsburgh's capable of sweeping Nashville, because they couldn't sweep even my sens, and my sens just like outplayed them defensively. So we're just going to slow sim this entire game just so we could see if Pittsburgh will eliminate the Nashville Predators in 4 games or not. So far, it's a scoreless first period. Shots are even-ish, and it's scoreless 13-10 the shots, though, for Nashville. So Nashville needs to get goals, though. They haven't really got much in this series. Like, Fleury's been lights out. Now Pittsburgh's leading in shots, but now Nashville's climbing back in getting some chances. And they managed to solve it first. Vernon Fiddler with his second of the Stanley Cup Finals, and it's 1-0 Nashville. And I think this is the first time Nashville's carried the lead into the third period. They're out shooting them only by 1 shot, too. So there's a big goal, though. Philip Forsberg with his 3rd of the playoffs, or Stanley Cup Finals, I should say more. And then Mike Fisher comes through, and it's 3-0 Predators. So looks like Nashville's actually going to get 1 win at least in the Stanley Cup Finals. Pittsburgh gets one there. Chris Letang, who's definitely not even playing in the playoffs because he was out way back with an injury. So a 3-1 win for the Nashville Predators, and they have stayed alive. 3 stars in the game, Pecorine, Philip Forsberg, and Mike Fisher. Okay. So it's a 3-1 series lead. Let's just quickly take a look at the player stats throughout the first 4 games. So this is entire league. So currently Hornquist, Kessel, and Crosby, Johansson, and Bonino all have 4 points. So those are the guys that are in the lead for taking the Conn Smythe, I guess. I think it's called the Conn Smythe. I always forget names of awards sometimes. Okay, so game number 5. This is where Pittsburgh has a chance to win the Stanley Cup on home ice. And Sidney Crosby scores early. Not a good start for Pecorine. You don't want to let Crosby get an early goal, especially in Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh fans are pretty annoying. And I know I'm going to probably get dislikes for saying that Pittsburgh fans are annoying, but it's the truth. A lot of them, at least, were salty on like Facebook and Twitter. I was having arguments with some of them, but it's all good. Some of them were actually nice, but others were complete douchebags. So Patrick Hornquist makes it 2-0 Pittsburgh, so not looking good for Nashville. They need to get something going. Shots are close, though. So maybe they'll be able to claw back in a third, but if not, it looks like Pittsburgh might go on to win their second straight Stanley Cup. And it's halfway through the third period, and Pittsburgh still has that 2-0 lead. Not looking good for Nashville. We're going to intervene, I guess, with like a tiny bit. Yep, Pittsburgh's got this cup, I think. I'm going to put it down to 2 times simulation, or 4 times. When there's like a minute something left, I'm going to intervene so you guys can watch the last bit of it. And let's go now. 58 seconds left. That's a good timing. CPU versus CPU game. And yeah, that's obviously those jerseys are good. And yeah, I'll let you guys watch the rest of it. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I'm not going to commentate any more in this video. But thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.
With us, it's been a tremendous bit of hockey so far, and more to come. Final minute of play in the third approaches. A whopping, overwhelming win. Back on his stick. In the third period. Shot on goal. Oh, great save there. Not much room to work, but he got a good shot away.
Terrific stop from right in front of the net, but you've got to find a way to put the puck in the net.
Puck is thrown to Forsberg. To Irwin. Snapped up by Johansson. Takes that pass from the other point. He scores!
The goaltender had no chance stopping that puck with the quick release.
Edzo, good airtime on this pass. Flat when it lands, and the shooter has a walk-in.
The Predators have gotten this game back to a 2-goal deficit for them. There's still time here in the third. Let's see what happens next. Pittsburgh's got that one now. Gathered in by Wilson. Nashville's carrying it in their own end. Ellis is in his own zone trying to get to center ice. Goalie is gone. Extra man coming on. And play is stopped for a penalty. The Predators guilty of a minor penalty for using the stick blade. Just a hook. The Penguins win that faceoff.
What a dream realized for so many of these athletes and all their fans. Your name goes on it, the Stanley Cup.
And the game is over. The series is over. These are the Stanley Cup champions. A fitting tribute to a wonderful season. Training camp in September was a dream. For this team, it is a nightmare. They got so far. We'll have the same short summer, but nothing to show for it. A traditional congratulations of a handshake goes back 5 centuries in humanity. But for hockey, it's become one of the most prized moments, congratulating those who have gone so far. The man chosen playoff MVP gets the Conn Smythe Trophy. Boy, is this ever well-deserved. It's often said it's the hardest prize to win because it takes 8 weeks. And by tradition, the captain is the first to hold it high.